Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. We're going to be doing some stenciling with the Nuvo cream. I don't know if you guys have seen this. They have some fresh new colors in the shop, so I wanted to share this with you. It's the Nuvo Mousse, and this adds metallic finish and shines to your projects. So real quick, I'm going to put down my Tim Holtz mat because whenever you're stenciling and stuff, I highly suggest it. If you have this type of mat, whether it's this one or I think maybe Ken Oliver has one, you just want to put something down so that way you don't have to worry about any of the paste or mousse or whatever it is you're using actually sticking to your work surface. So right now I'm just laying down a piece of black cardstock, and on top of that I'm going to add my stencil here. This is actually from Cartabella, and this one is called the Deco Dots. I'm so excited because as soon as I saw this stencil, I was like, I have to have it. I love anything that's Art Deco or Deco inspired. So this one I was really excited to use, and I couldn't wait to see, how this was going to work, especially with this mousse. So when I opened it up, I found it's very thick, and I think it'll take a long time for you to go through this container, only because if you're just kind of putting it on top of objects or rubbing it on it, it doesn't take much. You just swipe your finger across it and your finger is very shiny. So as far as using this on stencils and stuff like that, it doesn't take a whole lot. I will say that on this particular plastic spatula or knife, whatever you want to call it, it wanted to stick a lot, and I like to take my embossing paste and stuff like that, and if I miss a spot, I like to be able to scrape it up and put it back down, or scrape it and put it back into the container, and it was a little bit harder with this mousse. So right now I'm just trying to get as much off as possible and making sure that all the pattern that's over top of the cardstock is actually getting filled in. And then I'm just putting the top back on the mousse because you don't want it to dry out. And the main thing with any stencils is as soon as you're done, go wash it off, which is what I did off camera. Now I have a piece of chipboard that I got from, I don't even know what store, so we'll just say from my stash. And what I'm doing is I'm pressing it into my Versamark ink, making sure that it's fully covered, and then I am going to dip it into my platinum embossing powder. I actually got this idea from one of our fellow members. Her name is Leda, and she was embossing on top of her chipboard, and I thought, well, that's interesting. I never thought to do that. So thank you, Leda, and just giving you a shout out. So right now I'm just grabbing my heating tool and my tweezers because there's really no good spot to hold it, so I just wanted to start melting some of the embossing powder so that way I'd have a spot to kind of grab onto, because I'm not sure, I don't want to test the mat and wind up burning a hole or anything like that into it. So I wanted to get a spot so that way I could just pick it up and then heat emboss the entire front. Isn't that amazing? Now the one on the right that I just pulled over, that was with the mousse, and I think it would have worked better if it was more solid, but because there were so many little tiny holes, a lot of the mousse got inside, so the embossing actually worked out a lot better. So here is our stenciled piece. It's completely dry. I love it. Love the detail on it. And what I'm going to do here is go ahead and get it attached to the front, my front panel, which I'm making a card that is 4.25 by 5.5. So I already had my base card put together with my matte piece already on it. So all I had to do was attach, you know, the stenciled piece. And then I'm using glue dots to put down the chipboard piece. So that way it'll attach to the front. Because I really didn't want to put too much on top of this. I wanted the background to be the full, I wanted you to get everything, but I wanted the sentiment to kind of stand out a little bit, you know what I mean? So that way it wasn't just like faded into the background. So by putting that chipboard piece with the embossing, I decided to do thank you and created a sentiment, and now I think I'm putting a few glue dots on that on the one side, so that way I can attach it right here in the middle. And then we'll hold it up here. And there you have it. I'm really excited about that stencil, y'all. I love the way it looks. So here are some photos of it up close. See, with the chipboard piece and the thank you, it's just enough, you know. So thank you for joining. I hope you guys like the stencil work. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and please share. And if you guys have any ideas for another technique, or if you want me to try a product, if I have it, you know, I will gladly do that for you. Just leave a comment down below. All right, see you guys next week.